Welcome back, everybody. My name is Wolfgang Games. I do fun little tips and tricks videos on YouTube, and I also stream every day on Twitch TV. Today is the day that we get the announcement from Clay. Well, without further ado, if you don't know what it's about, my previous video was explaining that the next update was going to be a UI update, and they're going to have aka user interface, and they're going to also have a different. I don't know if it's going to be a different change too much for Deerclops, but there's an alteration there. There's the Ancient Guardian that got updated, and there's also going to be a Wolfgang update. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, here we go. On the forums today, they've announced that the game update is officially out for beta. So in case you're curious about that, the beta is out. So you can opt into that, which we're going to do on this video. We have been busy working on a number of things that we've heard people asking for. Hopefully a number of items that have been crossed off your wish list. The crafting menu has changed from using tabs to filters and greatly increased the number of recipes that can be viewed without scrolling. This is amazing. Recipes can also be marked as favorites, allowing players to customize their own filter, which is amazing as well, and can be pinned for the quick crafting while the menu is closed, which is insane. I mean, that's just so cool. These changes should make it a lot easier for players, especially new and casual players, to find and discover items to help them survive the constant. At this time, we will not be supporting the old crafting menu, as moving away from the approach allows us to more freedom when adding craftable items. This is really good that they did that. I think you can't have best of both worlds. You have to have people kind of learn from the new stuff. For example, the tackle receptacle and terra firma like tamper were only added because we did not want to add a dozen recipes into the survival and structures tab. With a new approach, this is not an issue. The tackle receptacle and terra firma tamper have been changed to research stations like the science machine, where you'll be able to prototype the recipes, learning them forever. From reading the responses to the announcement's beta post, we've noticed that a number of people are feeling scared of the new crafting menu. We understand that the large UI change like this can be scary and often approached with hesitation. We understand how frustrating it is when your development tools and even our phones change to get the new updates come out. But we would like to encourage everyone to play with the new menu before providing constructive feedback, which is basically kind of how they went ahead with the Wolfgang update. You know, unfortunately, they want to have that approach now. They want it because a lot of people were like, oh my God, Wolfgang, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, just use Wolfgang. You'll see it's not as bad as you think it is. Wolfgang changes. From hearing all of your feedback about the Wolfgang refresh, we've decided it's best to put our revisions into the beta so they can be iterated on without affecting the community. We've made a number of changes and tweaks, mainly around providing ways for him to maintain might while sustaining a physically active lifestyle. The rate that the might be gained from working out at the Mighty Gym and while lifting dumbbells has also been dramatically improved. The full details can be found below. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, recipes can be added to a favorite list, which you've already. Recipes can be pinned in the right-hand side of the menu for easy access. Filters are logically like groups of items that fulfill a role. You can think of them as quickly like keyword buttons for the search bar. Text search currently searches by localized name, localized description, and prefab, which is awesome. The size of the crafting menu can be scaled separately from the rest of the HUD, which is really awesome. Mods are able to add their recipes to any filtered using their new API. Work in progress. Searching by text may drop your frame rate. More recipes. Keywords for text searching. Pinned recipes is missing a recipe pop-up. Some filter icons are still placeholders. Controller support. Mod supports support add new filters. The space under the item descriptor is still being okay, that's cool. Blueprints dropped by tumbleweeds do not work. Interesting. Enable free crafting of statues. Okay, there are a lot of recipes in this game. Some may not have ended up in there. So this is just like what they're working on. Other crafting changes. Crafting now will use items from inside open treasure chest. This is something that I asked for a long time ago. That is so awesome. Clicking on research stations prototypes will now open the crafting menu. Wow. Clicking on crafting stations, the objects you always have to stand beside the craft traded item will now open the crafting menu with the filter set to the station. Okay, so this crafting will now use items inside open treasure chests and other containers. That's so awesome. I don't know exactly how that's gonna really work. I'm assuming you would open a chest, stand next to the crafting station, and then make it like that, I guess. I don't know. Wax paper, beeswax, and marble beans have been moved to science. Turfs crafted from the terraform are now prototypes, so you do not need to return. Okay. Lures, floats, and bobbers crafted tackle blocks are now prototypes, so you do not need to return. Oh, that's cool. The waterfowl can feather wings no longer required. Blueprint. Okay, so just basically going all over these things. No prototype, no prototype, no prototype. Change recipe of the mud turf and cobblestone to not include other turfs. When free crafting is enabled, you'll be able to access all character-specific crafting recipes. That's really cool. Okay, here we go with Wolfgang. Added marble and dumbbell made of marble, which we already actually knew that was there because we've seen that in the pictures. These are very heavy, but much more effective and durable than golden dumbbells. Improve the efficiency, durability, ingredients, cost of the dumbbells. You can now right-click on the Wolfgang to start and stop lifting dumbbells. Mighty Wolfgang can now perform a melee attack with dumbbells, which is cool. Adjusted the damage dealt by dumbbells. Dumbbells now gain Wolfgang's mightiness bonus when thrown. Adjusted the dumbbell durability cost when lifting. Improved the efficiency Mighty of the gym. Mighty Wolfgang now retains full movement speed while holding any heavy items, which is pretty cool. Increase the top rowing speed. Okay, the ambient mighty drain lake rate has been adjusted, which is really good. Running with dumbbells equipped or raising an anchor will now pause the mightiness drain. Oh, that's really nice. That's actually kind of a pretty cool improvement. Wolfgang now gains a small amount of mightiness while chopping. Oh, okay. So basically, that has been now added. Gains mightiness while attacking based on the target's max HP. Hello, that's actually really good. Now loses mightiness when hit. Okay, based on the initial damage. Alrighty. Wimpy Wolfgang now does 25% less. Reduce the Wimpy and Mighty Wolfgang insulation values. Also has an easier time staying warm. Fix a bug where his movement speed. Okay. Well, I mean, so he loses mightiness when hit now. Okay. Well, I guess maybe that's. Unfortunately for me, I don't think I'm going to be playing Wolfgang that much, because I never really played him that much before. So, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. Miscellaneous changes. Ancient Guardian is a new fight. This is not intended to be a hard boss fight, but to be more fun than the previous version. Ancient Guardian's loot table revised, better reflecting the biome that you have to kill Ancient Fuel Weaver in order to fight it again. Okay. Deerclops attack area more accurately reflects the FX. Tips and lore have been added to the loading screen. This can be toggled in the options. Feel free to suggest your ideas for new tips or themes for lore. The options screen now has descriptions for each of the settings. You can now hold the mouse button down to harvest nearby items and attack enemies. Okay. You can now hold the mouse button down to harvest nearby items and enemies. Okay. Roads can now be disabled in the world generations on or off. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, man, that is so nice. You have no idea. I do not like roads at all. They interfere with a ton of stuff. Adjust the repair value of logs from the 1/8 of the board's value to 1/4. This improves the repairing with logs, driftwood. Okay. Double the cookie cutter shell drop rate. Multiple world events, Winter's Feast, blah, 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 have been able, can now be enabled at the same time. Oh, that's really cool, too. Fix the box causing bee boxes to not grow honey when unloaded, when they're loaded in the window. Okay, and of course, you click on the full update, and then it goes through the full content list. Well, what do you think about this update? What a long update. What a bunch of information, all jam-packed. Well, there's only one way to actually test run it, and that's by getting into the game, opting into the menu, and going crazy in the beta. Well, let's go ahead and do that. I think it's time for us to just jump in there and mess around real quick. I'm more interested in, honestly, just the crafting menu. If you want to find out more stuff about the Ancient Guardian and the Deerclops and all that other stuff, you're going to have to wait for me to play the game and my next video to be uploaded, because that's going to be where we actually do the full run through of the Ancient Guardian, start to finish, just to see what this new fight is all about. I'm sure a lot of you are probably already jumping on that, going crazy as it is. So let's go ahead and see what the changes are. So if you don't know how to do it, you right click, go to betas, and there's going to be an update beta for the public beta. Usually takes like a few minutes to install. This one here looks to me like it was like less than a few hundred megs. So let's go ahead and open up Don't Starve Together. And of course, we're back in the beta again. So here we go. All right. Oop, wrong screen. There we go. All right, we got some boots here. Wolfgang beta build. That's interesting that they call it the Wolfgang beta build. I wonder why they didn't just call it like why they didn't just call it like the craft build or something like that. The beta for some reason doesn't have any splash screens going on, which is fine. Let's go into a brand new world, no mods or anything. For the sake of it, I would like to maybe add one mod, and that being the insight mod. You know what? Maybe we won't do that. And then here you can actually see now, if you scroll down to the events tab, there's a Midsummer Carnival, Hollow Knight, blah, 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 blah. You can add all of these events all at the same time. That's crazy. That's actually really, really cool that they now have that available and built in. Okay, so let's jump into the world. I'm mainly interested in try to choose a playstyle. Sure. And let's just do some random passwords. If you can hack that password, you're going to get a cookie. So let's get in there and see what the changes are. Of course, like I said, my big thing is the UI. The Ancient Guardian change is interesting, but as I mentioned, the Ancient Guardian is basically altered not to be harder, but probably to be a more fun fight. The Deerclops, I really just want to see how it attacks you. I want to see in the direction. So I'm going to test that out right now. I know I said I was going to do that in my next video, but I think I'm going to do that now. I want to just spawn a Deerclops in and see exactly what they're referring to. I'll equip my character. I'll go in as like a Wigfrid or something like that. Give myself a bunch of meatballs, and we can just play test it real fast just to see what exact changes they're talking about. But I'm really excited about the craft UI. I think that's really cool. The fact that you can have a chest open and be able to access your inventory and all your stuff is, whew, that is spicy. I just don't know exactly how that's going to work, because does that mean that you have to... I'm not too sure. Like, I guess if you have a crafting station near you and you open up the chest... Or maybe you can just have it where you open up a chest and then still craft stuff from it. But we'll see that. Okay, Walter's time in the pin. Oh, cool. Okay, so it gives you like little lore stuff here. And it's kind of interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead with Wigfrid. Of course, Wolfgang got the update, but I'm not really concerned about testing the Wolfgang just yet. Okay, so I'm playing with the HUD mod here, which you see... Okay, so there's the open pins or whatever. And so I'm playing with a HUD mod. That's why mine looks a little bit different. Yours, of course, will not look like this. This is the Victorian HUD. So let's... But this is actually not the Victorian HUD. I think this is the Rosette one. But anyways, let's go into... Let's do this. Let's give myself some meatballs so I'm nice and hungry, or nice and full. And... Let's check it out. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit of a Okay. So I do like that. Okay. That's I don't know if I like that, because wait a minute. When you open up the crafting menu, it pauses your game? Why would it pause the game? When you go into a normal crafting menu, it doesn't pause the game. Okay, I don't like that. So let's go into the option C. Auto pause. I mean, is there a way to auto pause when you're just in the menu? Team chat filtering, blah, blah, blah. What else did they add in here? Okay, so there's the HUD size where you can obviously customize the size of your heads-up display. Crafting menu size, which we obviously can reduce or change the way that looks. Let's see what else they might have added in here. Anything else? Advanced, weak for blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I don't think anything else has really changed. So, okay, well, we'll have to disable auto pause for now, which to be honest with you, I don't really use it that often anyways. Okay, so let's get back in here and let's type axe. Okay, really cool. Let's type, what about things that I've never crafted yet? Like let's see. Let's go with a deconstruction. Nope. Amulet? Nope. Okay, so and then we have like this huge scroll wheel here. But if we click on individual things, so that's my character, this is tools, that's that. Okay, so let's go into creative mode. And now we go back into here. So it's showing us, oh, wait a minute, showing us, okay, hold on. Without creative, it shows us what we can just craft normally. And then we craft this. And then it shows us science. And I'm not too sure what this is. Are these favorited? These look like they're favorited or something. I'm not too sure. Okay, so sort default craftable. Okay. All right, so obviously we don't want that to be there anymore, so we want to get rid of creative mode for just temporarily. So now if I type in amulet, it shows. Okay, so oh wow, oh no. So if you're trying to move while the window is open, it will lag very badly. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. But they already said that they're working on that. So if I'm over here, it's not going to search amulet. It doesn't know what's going on, so it's obviously not going to do that, which makes sense. Okay, what other things? We got You're the Cat-Coon event and favorites. That just tells us special event items that we can obviously make. So let's go ahead and like favorite this, put a star next to it. Okay, if we go away from here, and where does it show my favorites? I don't know why it's showing. So there's everything. Where's your favorites items? Favorites? Okay, so there's a favorite tab right here that you just click on and it'll show you all your tools that you normally make that are in your favorites. Okay, you know what? This UI is actually not bad. It's definitely something to get used to. The one thing that I hope they end up changing and making it so you don't actually pause the game when you have it open, but maybe they'll eventually change that. I'm not too sure. Honestly, it's about the same thing. Instead of it having it like this, it's it's gonna be an adjustment, that's for sure. What I would really like, I mean, I don't think that they're ever gonna do this, would be the ability to move this, actually drag and drop it wherever you want. If you want it to be on the right side, I would prefer it to be on the right side, considering the fact that your backpack now can go down here anyways. Like, bring that over to the right side. Let me have everything over here open. You know what I mean? So maybe that'd be something that they end up adding down the road, so you can have like a left or right tab option. Okay, so that's one thing. Let's go ahead and equip our battle formation, spawn the Deerclops, because I want to see what the Deerclops has to say. Hello, Deerclops. Okay. Give me your attack. Okay, I'm thinking. So they're saying that the Deerclops will no longer. So it still attacks you from the back. I'm a little bit confused on that. But they're saying it's very directional, but maybe it just does more ice damage. You can still easily kite it. So, okay, so that's probably just like a minor thing, I'm guessing. It looks to me like it's actually projecting a lot more ice towards you now than it did before. So that's kind of cool. And then of course the Ancient Guardian, we have to go into the caves for that. So let's do some trickery here as we venture into the caves. So go back into creative mode. Where's our light? Light. I kind of wish that these were colorful. Like, I'm not a. It almost looks like they're a little bit too. Wait, there we go. It almost looks like they're a little bit too spooky looking, maybe. I like the icons, but I do kind of hope that maybe one day you can change it to something a little bit more, you know, not so dark themed, because I do miss the colors of the other ones. Okay, so we're gonna do my handy dandy reveal map code. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's go see where there's the caves are over here. Hey, little Cat-Coon, how you doing? Let's make ourselves a little pickaxe under the tools area. Okay, so you can still double click here. You don't have to click the build tab, which is obviously fine. I'm not too sure what these are. Like, I don't know why it's showing. Okay, so you can quick craft. How do you add things to your quick craft? Okay. So you click here and then click here. Oh, wait. So I would exit out here and click there. Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Click. Okay. Click that, and then I click that. Click here. Click here. Okay. So that's how you add it to the. And you can't scroll down. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 9 spots, and yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And then you also have your favorite tab, which is interesting too. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the caves. Of course, I'm just going to go down to the Ancient Guardian. I'm probably going to spawn a bunch of helmets on me and a bunch of pierogies, and we're just going to go ham. I want to see what the Ancient Guardian is all about. So let's go down the caves. Now, this is obviously mostly just a quality of life update surrounding the craft UI and all that other stuff. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be like, hey, You know what's interesting there? That's really interesting. Okay, you know what? Let me see something here. Wait a minute. So when I was in the menu, it didn't pause, but when I'm in console, it paused. See? Huh, that's interesting. I think is it just Guardian? Alter Guardian contained. This is where it gets a little tricky. They might make a different name for it. This is where it's I forget exactly what the code is called for the Ancient Guardian. It might be Minotaur. Is it Minotaur? Yeah, it is, yeah. Alright, there we are. So now I'm actually right next to it. Go ahead and get our armor on there. Oh, that's cool. So it smashes. Hold on, I gotta get Wigfrid helmet. So do we have to get to smash these rocks? Oh, you do? Okay. Let's get to smash these rocks and see what happens. Okay, so as soon as you get to smash the rocks, it kind of gets stunned. And then it's more of like a hit. So when you're in front of it, you can just still do like this. It's not charging at you anymore. That's interesting. And then when it hits that, it does get stunned. Okay, so you can actually, so I don't know if it made it any harder per se, but it definitely makes like, okay, so these pillars are basically over here to just stun lock it, or in hopes that it's going to get stunned. And then, you know, at the last second, you can have it hit these pillars. But it looks like it has to charge. So when it hits these pillars, more fall down. I wonder if Nightmare Phase has any play on that. I think it does. Like in the pictures that we saw, it had like a different phase on it. Let's get some. Build one or two fires. I want to see it if it gets into like a separate, if it gets into another actual phase. So that's want to see. I don't know how much damage I'm doing to it right now, because I don't have that mod that shows that to me. So I'm really curious about this. First, I wasn't going to showcase this, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. All right, I really got to save that as my favorites. How creepy it is just sitting there in the darkness. Okay, let's get back in here. I want to see if you get to another phase. I don't think it does. I think that when we saw it... Oh, yes, it does. Look, it's starting to get beat up. Okay, so it does transfer to a different phase whenever it gets near the end. So I don't know if the attacking gets any different. But you can see when you're hitting it now, it's actually seeping with like a bunch of like, I don't know. Whoa, okay, it has like a pounce effect on you now. Whoa, 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 whoa. And tentacle spikes attack you? What the heck? So much for it being like a hit it in the face and run situation. Okay. So it has more of like a nightmare phase attack when it's about to die. I don't know how close it is to death here, but it's got to be pretty close. I mean, I've been hitting it for a while now. Mind you, I am doing it with creative mode, so I mean, you probably just need a bunch of pierogies and stuff to kill it, or if you want to... Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. Oh, wow. That is a lot of damage. Okay. Let's go ahead and revive myself over here. That pounce effect is really cool. I gotta say, that's a nice animation. Definitely unexpected. I didn't think that that would happen. So it looks like when it gets to a certain amount of HP, that's probably when it comes in effect. Okay, so if you miss, it actually... So there's probably an easy way of killing it if you let it pounce and then miss you. Then it goes into kind of like a stun lock area, and then you can keep hitting it. The effect of it like losing more of like a, not necessarily like blood, but it's kind of losing, I don't know, I guess, is it losing like shadows? It's losing like I don't even know what it's losing, and now it's dead. Okay. And there's the shadows and the tentacles, and there you go. And I don't know if the loot has changed anywhere, but I mean, I don't know if they would actually alter the loot that you get afterwards, but really cool. Definitely a pretty cool fight. I mean, it's changed, you know, it's something that's different. I wouldn't know if it's going to be any more difficult to stun lock it. I mean, it looks like you can't. I don't see any. Let's look around a little bit to see if we see any things that we can stun lock it officially with. That doesn't stop us from obviously bringing fossils down or something, or not fossils, making statues or something to see if that does it. But I don't think, I mean, as far as I can tell, I mean, they probably got away from the whole stun locking situation. So there it goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that it was a ton of information, but it was a big update. So there it is. We went through the entire list of beta information to showcase everything. We didn't go through the Wolfgang stuff, unfortunately, because I'm sure that's something that we're going to have to go over in another video. And I didn't want to make this video too long, but look, we're already at like 26 minutes in, and I wanted to just display the craft UI. I wanted to showcase the Deerclops real quick, and of course, I wanted to show you the Ancient Guardian. So there it is. Enjoy. Go ahead and see, and tell me what you think down in the comments of if you like it or if you don't like it. And in the end, I think this is a way that they're going to stick with it. I hope they manipulate it a little bit. I would really like to be able to move it over to my right side. I don't like it on my left. I actually prefer the whole crafting menu to kind of flow. Right now, you have your stats goes, and it should go down, and then to, like, at least give you the option. Like, give me the option. I like it better on the right side. You tell me what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.